Going tone deaf.
Things that go boop in the night.
An unfortunate series.
All that and more.
Cody, punch Mike Tyson for the 6th time.
What you want, Mike?
Welcome to episode 6 of the Super Media Brothers podcast.
A little delayed too, by the way.
It's okay.
Yes,
It's okay. Shit happens.
it does.
Shit.
But we're here. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
We're fine. We're okay.
Don't panic and punch a professional boxer in the face.
Like I do every fucking episode.
That's right.
But he deserves it.
He deserves it. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
Welcome back,
Yay.
you fuckers.
Both of y'all.
Both of you.
Why is that an ongoing joke? It's just two people listen to this.
What if it's us?
It is. Oh.
Fuck.
It's a Stranger Thing right there.
It is a Stranger Thing. It's unfortunate.
It very is.
It's very much unfortunate. Yeah.
We're watching over ourselves.
Yeah. I always feel like somebody's watching us. Oh. Yeah.
You just shit yourself.
You shit yourself. Shit.
When I shit myself. Oh.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
Hooray. Hooray. Hooray.
Harambe.
Get the fuck out of my head. I was totally gonna say that shit too. Harambe.
Take a shot because he took one for you.
Ooh! Burn! Magilla Gorilla ain't got shit on him. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do
You going ape shit?
I'm going ape shit. So, we've got a plethora of shit to talk to you guys about today.
Some random things.
And on a weekday, we are sorry for the delay, but we are here, and we're here to stay, motherfuckers.
So steer clear because we're here.
Yes, you're clear because we're here. Speaking of unfortunate things, I definitely want to talk about this. There was a trailer released for a Netflix series called A Series of Unfortunate Events, which is obviously based on the books of the same name. There was a Jim Carrey film a few years ago based on this. Now we're getting a full-blown series with Neil Patrick Harris as Count Olaf. I was kind of on the fence about it.
So I hadn't really been a follower of the books or that movie in general. So
The movie was pretty good. I really enjoyed Jim Carrey's kind of his tall presence as Count Olaf. I think Neil Patrick Harris is going to do a good job though, because what I saw of it, it looked really cool. Joan Cusack is in it. Patrick Warburton is in it. I mean, it's got a pretty good cast. What they're doing is they're doing each book in the series, but what they're doing is, because there's 8 books, so what they're doing is they're taking 2 episodes and they're making each episode like one book. So the first season has 8 episodes, so there's the first 4 books.
okay.
And it's weird though, because like if it's a hit and they're only gonna do like 2 seasons?
Roughly. I mean, there's only so little material right there after that. So
Yeah.
I mean, they could do some other stuff like outside of the characters and their backstories and stuff like that. But I mean, that's a whole nother ball game, I guess.
Yeah, they could have done, like, if they wanted to, and I'm not sure how much they could have done, like, they could have made, like, a season a book.
Yeah, but how would they stretch that out, though?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I liked the movie so much. I mean, I'm really willing to give the series a shot, though. It's a little dark. Obviously, it's a little dark.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. But it's going to premiere in January on Netflix, January 13th. Netflix has been rolling out just everything with original series. I mean, not even like thinking about the Marvel Cinematic stuff they've got going on, but I've been scrolling through Netflix and seeing all these things like, shit, like, where'd this come from? It's a bunch of stuff happening. But I was really excited to hear about this because I like fantasy. This is going to be really good. And I like that they're giving it a series instead of trying to reboot the film franchise. And because, I mean, it wasn't like it was a big draw at the box office when it came out, but it made enough where it was like, it is what it is.
This was acceptable at the time.
They're acceptable!
generic.
Right? I mean, there's not really much else to say about it other than I'm excited about it at least, and there's some casting stuff that's really well done, and it comes out in January. So I mean, for what it is, I'm gonna check it out when it drops, and we'll hopefully have a hit on our hands.
Hopefully.
I mean, at least for me, I'd like to see it go somewhere.
I'm just curious as they're gonna take 8 books into 2 seasons, but. They're probably going to do, I mean, a lot of times they do a lot of filler to where it doesn't make sense, or by some random chance it does make sense and it actually is a hit, but I don't know. We'll see when it comes out.
Yeah, because they haven't come out and purposely announced that it's like a one-off or that, it's going to only be 2 seasons, so I guess we'll see where it goes.
And then if it gets too popular and then I can know what to do to continue afterwards, so it's like, we got to watch what we do.
Watch yourself, fool. Yeah, that's it. A series of unfortunate events on Netflix, January 13th, 2017. Binge watch that shit, and go Neil Patrick Harris, you suave son of a bitch, you.
You fortunate man. Yes.
You fortunate man. Damn. You were telling me about a character that was released for Overwatch recently.
Well, that and a whole ton of not character, but it was game modes or some levels and stuff. But so far, in the past couple weeks, they've had a big, massive hype train for Sombra. She's finally been released on Overwatch, and just like I expected, so many whining people about the fucking character. Like I was telling you earlier, everybody was building up that hype train since day one when they announced her coming to the game. So they were expecting like this OP character. She's gonna do so much to the game, throw everything off balance because she was basically a hacker. Everything she can manipulate, she can just alter to where it fucks up that character or that machine or whatever. And they showed her in this little animation short with her and 2 of the other Overwatch characters. And she literally just took control of the situation. She was more of like a mercenary, like a hero for hire, because she does her own kind of thing, but she doesn't stick to that. She kind of like manipulates, I guess, because she'll work with a group for a while, get what she wants out of that, and then she'll go to the other side and be like, okay, well, this is what I want from this. So she can be manipulative at times. Well, when they announced all of her powers, basically, she can hack. Basically, her main thing is she can stop a character from using their powers or their ultimate. I'm sorry. So there's that aspect, and it's not too OP to where it's like it'll make him useless per se. Like it basically hinders him, but not to the point where like, okay, I'll just sit here and get shot.
Yeah.
Then she has this. It's a grenade, more of like a translocator kind of setup, but she can toss it anywhere she wants to, and whenever she wants to, she can recall herself back to that translocator.
Oh, that's fucking
cool.
And
it's like one-time thing, so once you throw it and use it, you got to relaunch it again. So that's a really neat aspect, especially when you're in the heat of a battle and you're like, I know I can recall myself back over here and just click a button before I die and go back. Another thing with the hacking aspect is she can manipulate health packs on the map to where nobody can use them but her and her teammates. So they have a time frame they have to wait before another person on the opposite team can use that health pack. So it's pretty cool and it's strategic in a way. She has a Uzi or a submachine gun basically. It does a decent amount of damage. I wouldn't say it's like powerful and weak. She can do pretty good, decent amount of damage with that. And she has this alternate where she does, she goes invisible basically. And she catches like a good bit of sprint with it too. So she basically goes invisible, she'll run around, and then she'll come back into play, and then she's like, okay, what the fuck happened? Nobody knows she was there. And then her ultimate move is an EMP blast, which is basically she disables everybody. They can use the ultimates, can use their abilities whatsoever on the opposing team. So you're literally in a match to where everybody's in the same vicinity. She just EMPs the fuck out of everybody, and there's like, okay, our team's going to basically just cream you, basically.
Fuck you in the face.
But on top of all that, like I was saying, people have been bitching about her because they basically kind of mellowed her out from what they've expected from her. And at the same time, as soon as she launched, every single body was playing her. No matter if it was just like, I want to play Summer because I get to pick first, or I want to actually play this character to see how she plays.
Yeah.
You know, and I was telling you earlier, there was this one match, I just wanted to test her out to see how she was in quick play. Well, the match didn't really need a Sombra character. The map didn't really require one, but I wanted to test her out. On the mic, I heard this one guy just say, you know, you don't have to pick Sombra because you got to pick her first. You can actually pick a character we need. And I'm just kind of like, fuck you, dude. I don't care.
Fucking assholes.
Like, that's just how it's been. It's been like a bunch of salty-ass people for the longest time. And now that finally died down, everybody's picking strategically now. Because along with her being released, they made it to where quick play, competitive, and a few other arcade modes, you can only pick one of that character. So you can't have 6 Sombras, you can't have 6, tanks or 3 and 3. Once that character's picked, you have to pick someone else.
Yeah.
So I like that. I know a lot of people are probably pissed off about that because there were a lot of matches where there was like 6 divas or 5 divas and they're literally just ulting us left and right, so we can't really do shit.
Yeah.
So those people get pissed off, but people like me who like to play strategic, it's like, this is actually fun now.
Mm-hmm.
You actually get to like control everything a little bit better.
And you work together as a team to do it.
Basically. And along with the arcade modes, they have 1v1, which is a random brawl where they pick a hero for both characters to play, and then you basically just duke it out. And it's up to, I think, 5 or 6 rounds. 3v3 is pretty fun. You each pick a character, and then you basically combat each other until one team's left. 6v6 is basically just all-out brawl between 6 characters on each time.
Yeah.
So it has some fun aspects to it. They have some new maps. There was an Arctic level that it's for the arcade mode. It's really mind-wrecking, I guess, because you don't know where they're coming from half the time, and it's like all confined and closed off, and all of a sudden you see like a roadhog in your face and just hook. You're fucked, like I do with characters. That's my favorite fucking thing to do. I played Roadhog so much that I'm going around looking, keeping eyesight and everything around me, and as soon as I see somebody in my sight, pow, just grip them and just shoot them right in the face.
Hook, bitch!
It is so rewarding.
Do you ever get any like and I like to refer to them as this because in my day of playing Halo online, there was nothing but this a lot. You ever get these prepubescent little bitches that like to talk shit and that's all they do on there is talk shit?
All the time. That's what majority of the games are these days. It's not like actual people trying to play and be good. It's people think they are good and they bitch when they don't win.
I got a story to tell you. Shout out to Trent if he ever gets to listen to this. He and I used to live together, and in the glory days of Halo, we got Halo 3, and we decided we were going to play online. Mm-hmm. And it was just us two. We never we would meet other people and get on teams, or sometimes we would just say fuck it and go in 2 against 8 or however many people we wanted.
Yeah.
So he was working in the plants at the time building scaffolds, so his fucking username was Scaffold Master. Mm-hmm. And this is how I knew that we were in for a treat this one particular night. You just hear this little because he had the one little headphone set, and he would plug it into a speaker so we could hear him, and we would be in the little waiting area, and then you just hear this from a distance, hey, Scaffold Master? And then you just hear him, he goes, it's Scaffold. He's just it's Scaffold. Scaffold Master? What? You're gonna be my bitch. Oh. And we're just okay, you little motherfucker. So we knew every little spot on this map, and so we would go for the rocket launchers and the SMGs and shit.
Yeah.
And the way we did, he was really good at sniping, and I just, you've played games like this with me. I go in and just kind of balls out, blow shit away.
Yeah.
And so he just looks at me, and we give each other that look like we're about to wreck shop on these little bastards. Mm-hmm. So we would just go and blow we blew them away. They had 6 people on their team, and it was just us. We wound up just fucking smoking them real bad. And then fucking Trent gets, who's the bitch now? On there. I can't remember what fucking movie it was from, but it was something we watched a lot. And he just gets, who's the bitch now? And then if they ever did that, we would just troll the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
He would take his headphones off, and we had one of those little portable boost speakers. And so he would sit the microphone in there, and he would just turn dubstep up real loud. And it would be so loud that you could hear the music coming out of our television speakers. Yeah. And then you just hear him, and you just hear shit in the background. Who the fuck's got the radio? Turn that shit down! I can't fucking hear! Mm-hmm. Fuck you! And we'd be all right, fuck them. Just turn them up. I mean, it's a dickish move, but when they're gonna be you're gonna be my bitch, okay, fuck you.
No, I had one match. It was so annoying because these people really don't have filters. they literally were having the shittiest situation going on in their life at the moment. But they were playing Overwatch and talking about it on the mics.
Oh, shit.
And I'm literally like looking to myself, like, do we really need to hear your life story? Because they were talking about this like family drama that was going on with them. And it was loud enough to where I can hear it regardless if it was on mic or, turn my volume down or whatnot. So I was just kind of like, do we really need to hear y'all talking right now? Like, talk strategically towards the game or shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Another guy was pissed off too. It's like, okay, if it doesn't pertain to the game, don't fucking talk. It gets so fucking annoying because I can't concentrate when I hear it's like, yeah, because so-and-so did this to me and I'm so fucking pissed. I'm like, I don't care about your fucking life when I'm playing a game that I'm trying to win.
He peed on my car. He peed all over my car and I'm gonna kick his ass.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass if you don't shut the fuck up.
Right?
God, it's... And then there's some people that literally... You're trying to be strategic. You're literally trying to play this game to the best possible route you can. And they have this one guy that's literally just fucking off, doing his own little shit. There was a...
Reminds me of Red versus Blue.
Yeah. There was a Symmetra player. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But we were trying to keep the payload moving, and I would die, and he would be like right where the spawn area is, and just going in circles, just doing his little shit. And I'm like, I don't know what the Symmetra player is doing, but he's not helping at all. Just going around doing like diddly squat at all times. That, and there was another guy. It was like a little prepubescent child. It was me and like four, like, there's some people that I actually do play with regularly, like competitively, whatnot, and he got a mic on. He sounded like he was like 10 or 11 years old.
Fuck.
And one of the guys was like, so who do you play as? Or who does everybody play as? We can kind of, pick point, strategy. And he comes like, well, I play Diva and Reaper and Soldier sometimes. I'm really good at Soldier. If you need Soldiers, let me know. And he's like, okay, you do that. You play Soldier. And then as soon as we started losing, he quit.
Fuck!
It's like you can't win for shit for these people at all, no matter what the situation is.
Good thing it wasn't your healer.
Right? I'm always the healer. That's the problem, because nobody wants to play healer, so I take the role of support and heals.
Fucking right.
I'm Zenyatta, and I'm a fucking badass Zenyatta, so fuck all you people.
That's right, you bitches.
Peace and tranquility in your face.
Right? Well, peace and tranquility, we'll go the opposite spectrum of that.
Oh, do tell.
I will tell. It's new to me because I just got it, but it is new as of April this year. There is a little band from the, I don't want to ever call it the quote new metal scene because they were born out of that era and they are definitely not that. They are one
definitely.
Definitely. They are one of the bands to me that they have broken that stereotype and have evolved constantly over the last 15, 16 years. And they consistently put out good music. The Deftones. Mm-hmm. They released an album this year called Gore, and it was fucking, no pun intended, it was gorgeous. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna laugh. Yeah!
I can't hear you. What?
What? No, it was really good. I bought Diamond Eyes in 2010 when that came out, and then I bought Kwai no Yokon when that came out in 2012, and I was like, these are really fucking great. What's next? They put this album out, and it was a little different. I was like, holy shit, it's really... there's a lot of their softer elements that have shown through on this album. I'll let you listen to some of the tracks earlier. We talked about it, that they're one of those few bands that balance that real beautiful sound with the real heavy sound.
It's like I described, it's basically like the rock band version of dubstep, except it sounds a lot better because they take a clashing personality with sounds and they make it sound so like magnificent. And one of my favorite aspects, like, I don't follow Deftones as much as I should. I'm just not a big fan of a lot of the... They really are, to me, a mainstream band because they kind of became a thing and then they became part of the radio scene. I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't really want to do all that. But I eventually broke away from that and now I'm giving them a chance regardless of where they come from and where they are.
Yeah.
But probably my favorite aspects about that band in general is just how they manipulate the vocals. because it's haunting, it's beautiful, and then they have those harsh, like you're talking about, those real personal screams that he does. Like, it doesn't sound like he's trying. He feels it. He knows he can project that feeling outside.
Yeah, Chino's really good at. Like I was mentioning, it's a very primal scream when he does it, because there's a lot. Especially, I mean, I'm going to jump back a few albums on their self-titled. There's a song on there called Hexagram, and there's one point in the song before they jump into the chorus where he's got this really high scream happening, and it's cracking. Like, you can hear his voice cracking and distorting and shit, and it's partially him and partially effects happening, but you can tell it's coming from like that place. And he shows it on here, but a lot of what they were doing was guitar layering, the delay guitar, a lot of work being done with the synthesizer, and a lot of groove happening underneath. And which, I mean, that's most all their albums, but I don't know what it was about this album that just struck me so much. Lyrically, it's great. It's textured very well. If I had to describe it from any of their other records, it's definitely a combination of Saturday Night Wrist and their self-titled album from 2003. But they built upon that, and there are a lot of. I mean, to me, the whole album's good, but there's a lot of key tracks on here. I'll let you listen to a few of them. In fact, I'll let you watch the video for Prayers Triangles earlier,
which was really trippy, but I like that.
Yeah, I love the video. I love the song too, though.
Like, I have like an analytical like mindset when it comes to like describing and trying and give criticism towards things.
Of course.
And as a whole, I enjoyed the video, enjoyed the song, regards to that. But part of me, when it comes to like the way my mind thinks, I'm just kind of like, they really. You pointed out and made me feel stupid after I mentioned it. But whenever he was showing the video to me, and it was like all these like trippy psychedelic effects with the colors and the visuals, and then all of a sudden there's these triangles that are popping up, like these hard edged like shapes, and it threw me for a loop because I was expecting like organic, very like elaborate, very just like graceful visuals, and I see these like hard edged shapes, and it's like, why did they put so many triangles? I wish they would do less triangles. And he's like, it's called Prayers and Triangles, and I was like, well, fuck me. Now, granted, they either do. I retracted myself and I said, okay, do one or the other. I wouldn't do strictly, a combination of both. But I was just kind of like, that's just how my mind is. I'm sorry.
It was funny though, just because I saw your face when it happened.
Like, I literally had that dumb look. I'm like,
fuck me.
Yeah.
Song's called Prayers Triangles, Cody. Fuck me. Mm-hmm. But the video looks like like their silhouettes are happening in it. They're colored most of the time, but it looks like the band is playing in a fucking giant lava lamp, man.
Basically. Or they're going through like transcendence kind of thing, where it's just like space, time, and a whole new plane of Nirvana, and it's just all the visuals are in their bodies.
Yes, loved it. Loved it so much. Then I let you
even those fucking triangles,
right? And then I let you listen to Doomed User, and that was that real heavier one. All it had was like this little plain background with the little stuff on it. But the other song before I like get into the one that you and I like really sat listened to, Hearts Wires is another good one.
I love the guitar on that one. Like when the introduction came in, I was just hearing that old classic, just like
yeah.
Like I can't make the right mimicking of the sounds. I'm just like meow.
It's 80s.
Yeah, it's what reminded me of it was like Steve Vai, the way he kind of had those really just like harmonic sounds when it comes to his guitar, like the amps and shit. So that's what it reminded me of. And I'm just kind of just blissed.
Like, and then the song itself is really, really soft too. Like Hearts Wires, I'm speaking of, is really soft and laid back. Gore, Rubicon are two of the other tracks that are like really good go-tos. But then I pointed out to Cody that the song Phantom Bride, which is probably my favorite song on this album, features Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains on lead guitar.
Which you got my hopes up for, because that's like the perfect vocal backing to have with the Deftones. And he's like, no, he's just there for guitar. And I'm like, why? That is such a good comparison. Just a good
it'd be a good contrast.
Mainly because I just hear like Jerry's voice like back in the day with Alice in Chains, it's just so like psyched out and trippy and just like you can feel the emotion behind his screams and shit. And it's like it could be good backup vocals, like you said, but they just kind of like, no, Jerry, just pluck some strings for a little bit. And then when he came on with his guitar, I was just like, oh,
I remember this.
yeah, I like this.
And it's the same guitar tone. Like, you can tell it's hid, you know? But you're not the only person to say that about the backing vocals. I let somebody else hear it, and they're like, oh, he doesn't do backing vocals? And I'm like, man, somebody needs to really write these guys. Like, hey, you should probably go, like, let him sing over it. But, no, I love that song because the whole song itself is very beautiful. And then I was telling you, just wait for the end part to come around. And then it was just
that heavy, like, thrash.
8-string guitar, like, slow droning. Holy fuck.
Like you get this like calming melody and it's kind of like emotional feelings. It's like, and that's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, and the cool thing is, I really, before we started recording this, I really wish I would have just played it on my phone because Rubicon is the last song, and like Phantom Bride being the penultimate track to the end of the album, it leads into it, and you could really take that as one whole song, the way they did it, but. Phantom Bride is fucking great. In fact, it's so good. These fuckers have a beer called Phantom Bride beer.
That's pretty good.
And I want to check it out. Stranger things have happened.
That reminds me of the song now. Freaking Amberlin. I've been on a kick by them for a long time.
Oh yeah,
recently.
It's a good band though. Mm-hmm. It's a good band.
Speaking of, I actually got that 7 vinyl set that they reprinted.
Yeah?
Yeah, $160.
Fuck it, well spent, sir.
Oh, definitely. But still, I was just like, man, I need to pull that trigger. Do I need to pull that trigger?
Yes, you do.
I pulled it.
Yeah, you do.
But speaking of Stranger Things, I finally watched that series on Netflix, and I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me to make me wait this long. Because that is such a good series.
It really, really is.
One of my favorite parts of that whole, just as a whole, like from outside looking in, is just the fact that it recorded it. It was filmed 80s, like that grainy kind of like visuals, the sound, the music, and everything was just quintessential 80s feel vibe.
The Duffer Brothers nailed it.
Yeah, they did.
Not just 80s, but specifically 1983.
Yeah.
Down to the fucking clothing, down to the cars, down to the look of the supermarkets, the
terminology, the personalities,
everything.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, Dungeons and Dragons is like a central theme to this fucking show.
And that was the introduction to the first episode. There were these kids playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And who knew that it was gonna like become like the quasi basis of the rest of the show?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, it does that with every Netflix series I watch, because I did the same thing with Hemlock Grove. There's so many unanswered questions, and I just want to find more, because I know they're going to explain it in the next season. But my two... They're kind of the same thing, but they stand out to me in their own ways. The two aspects that I really want answered is, A, what exactly is the Demogorgon? Like, is he that in general, or is that just what they called him because of, the story in general? And why was that organization so, fixated on trying to get in touch with it?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. There were a lot of theories going around that... Okay, you know how there is... The mainland, like I would call it our world, and then there's the upside down version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What if somehow 11 is the monster
in the upside down?
Yeah, because it took her to defeat him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously spoilers abound because if you haven't watched this by now, shit.
Well, we're talking about it, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theory that 11 may be the monster. And that's why she had to go and all this other shit. And that's why they were trying to contain her and get her back. And
I mean, they had that whole episode where they're talking about her mother that was, like, put on these drugs to where she became, like, this vegetable almost.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically she supposedly created a child that she, had abortion, or not abortion, that was a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And she swears up and down that this kid passed, was alive and living well, but she just couldn't find him. And I thought about it, and was just like, well... That is her mom, obviously. Now, I'm starting to wonder, like, who the father is. like who the biological father, at least, like who provided the genetics, because was it a guy that went through the trials and succeeded, and he became this thing that they were trying to get out of him the longest time, and then he found his woman, did things obviously, and now they found out that they have relations, so now she bears the prodigy, I guess.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's strange relations. So that's another question I just thought of too. Is like, what happened from that aspect on? Like, who's the actual father, or is it like you said, she was created in the world of the Upside Down?
Yeah, or what if they somehow, for lack of a better term, inseminated her with whatever DNA they tried to come up with, and this is how it happened. Mm-hmm. I mean,
well, no, that wouldn't make sense, because they found that rift whenever she created it.
That's right.
She wasn't pulled from anything.
Yeah.
So she can't be the monster in the Upside Down, because now I don't know how it would work. It's like, if there's an Upside Down reality of our world, she would be the Demogorgon in
that world.
So they're basically one and the same.
That's what I was getting at.
Okay, that makes more sense, because I thought you were talking about how she came from that world. Like,
no.
Her. I was like, no, that doesn't make sense, because they found her.
Yeah, like what I was getting at is like the monster could be like, it is literally her mirror image in the opposite world, and somehow they were split.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about, in addition to all these unanswered questions, is where they're going to go from here. Obviously, when Will came back at the last episode, when they were having Thanksgiving or dinner or Christmas dinner, he went to the bathroom and
spat out that, I don't know what the fuck that was, that slug?
Yeah, but then he started like
clicking back into that alternate, yeah. And then also with Hopper, whenever he went to drop off the Eggos.
Yes, sir.
I was like, okay, obviously they led that up to believe that she's coming back.
Well, she got to come back. She's got more Eggos to eat, man.
Mm-hmm. More bitches to fuck up. Like that van she fucking flipped.
Oh my god, that was so badass. That was so awesome.
Yeah, just like what was this, Dustin?
Yeah.
She's like the X-Men.
Right? Oh, she's crazy. She'll kill you.
She's awesome.
I fucking love those kids, man. Those kids were the epitome of a Spielberg child cast in a series today.
It's like E.T. basically.
Yeah, and I think that's what I love the most about this. It was very Spielberg and very Lucas in a way, but done very tastefully, as so not to rip it off completely. It was
like a darker version of it, basically, because it had that twist to it here and there, like that kind of like grittiness.
And may I just say, like, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't really like her, but may I just say that I think this may have been Winona Ryder's like strongest performance in years of anything she's done.
Like, she pulled off a crazy mom really well.
A very rightfully crazy mom.
Yeah. Like, I finally got that damn reference, because I seen that picture all over fucking Facebook about the lights on the wall with the letters, and I was just like, what the fuck is this from? And then I saw her doing the Christmas lights, and I was like, oh, now I get it.
I kind of want to do that to my wall over here. Just
yeah.
Like, that's fuck it up.
What do you want me to do? E-A-T, eat.
Right? The impending second season, though, it will release next year on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It is going to be set in almost exactly a year later, in the last quarter of 1984. Netflix has actually released all the episode titles. There's going to be 9 episodes this season.
Okay.
And they are as follows: Mad Max, The Boy Who Came Back to Life, The Pumpkin Patch, The Palace, The Storm, The Pollywog, The Secret Cabin, The Brain, and The Lost Brother.
The Boy Who Came Back to Life.
I'm assuming Will.
No, maybe.
Because everybody thought he was dead, and he's back, and...
Yeah, that fucking tripped me, though. When they had that funeral and all that shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, Hopper's like, I don't believe it one bit. Goes and fucking gets the morgue and opens that cabinet, and it's just like, it doesn't feel right.
Cotton.
It's cotton. He just cuts it open. It's like, it's fucking stuff.
What, did you call him fucking Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, build a will.
Build-A-Will? Build-A-Bear?
I can't bear it all.
I can't bear it all. Build this child! Bears aren't working enough!
Like, I can see them going into a Build-A-Bear workshop like, yeah, I have a request for you. Keep this hush-hush. I need a child that looks just like this. Like, literally just like this. That's against policy. We will pay you handsomely.
We'll pay you very handsomely. We cannot...
But was Build-A-Bear even a thing back then? That's
No, I'm being facetious right now because it could be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, just go into a Build-A... I need... Build a wheel.
Build a will. If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. We will will it so. Will it will.
Will it next time.
Yeah. Taxidermist. I couldn't think. I was like...
Oh, yeah.
It's like they probably went to, taxidermist bear. Or like,
Taxidermist bear?
Taxibear. They're like, we need a child. We need this child stuffed. But dude, that's fucked up though. And this is the one thing that really made me like just love Hopper. You always have those characters that are just like, this isn't possible, ma'am. And then like Winona's character would have had to fucking do all the footwork and do it. Instead, this guy was just like really thinking about it and kind of, asking questions and here and there. And then it's like he became the guy that everybody sitting on their sofa wants to be. Mm-hmm. He became the audience.
Yeah. Especially when you figured out, like, he had to have some kind of, like, special training before he was a sheriff in the town.
Uh-huh.
Because he was literally, when he went to the energy plant, or the energy place, whatever it was called, he got kicked out, he got that shit put on him, and then he woke up in his trailer, and he's just, like, freaking the fuck out, like, something's wrong, something's not right. So he's going through all the lights, going through the telephone, and he finally finds the wiretap in his house, and he's like, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to, was it Janet's?
Yeah.
He goes to her house and literally goes through all the fucking bulbs.
Damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. You so crazy.
He's so crazy. But yeah, that's a really good theory. He has to have. And the way he would disarm people.
Mm-hmm. Like, he was well trained.
Yeah.
He knew how to do all this.
I'm going to be this alcoholic sheriff in this town.
The one thing I do not like, and I'm fucking pissed off, is the fact that freaking Jonathan and, what's her face didn't hook up.
Oh god, yeah, that bitch went back with him after he. Oh my god, I was
like,
so mad.
I fucking understand that he like saw the light. He's like, okay, I understand I'm a dick, and he went to help shit. But seriously, they had a fucking little connection going on.
They had a thing,
and they didn't exploit that whatsoever. It's like, okay, well, no, now we're gonna go with the old, away from the cliche. She goes back to the douchebag.
Just wait till next Christmas. He's not gonna get her that diamond ring he fucking promised her.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him.
What was his name? Todd? No, it was, I can't remember his name.
He's a dick.
Yeah, he looks like a dick.
He's a dick.
Especially that doofy-ass hairstyle of his.
I like when he got his ass beat, though.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Jonathan literally, yeah.
He got his face fucked up.
Fucking dumbass.
He looked like the Demogorgon after that.
Mm-hmm.
He was fugly.
Especially when we went back to the theaters, like, need some help? There you go.
Wash that slut off that motherfucking... Nancy the Slut Wheeler.
That's her name, Nancy. I couldn't fucking think of her name.
Yeah, Nancy Wheeler.
But also, will there be justice for Barbara?
Who wore it better, her or Doubtfire? She looks like a young Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right? That's probably where they pulled that from. It's like, we need someone who looks like the 80s mom character.
Mrs. Barbed Wire.
Barbed Wire. Barbed Fire.
Barbed Fire. I liked her though, man. I felt bad for her because she was just a little nerdy chick that just was like, yeah, just kind of want to go home. And then that fucking thing ate
cared
her.
about her friends. Like, don't do this, Nancy. This is not you. Fuck you, Barbara.
She didn't. She broke a horror movie stereotype. She didn't have sex and she died.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy got fucked in more ways than one, and she didn't die.
But do we know that though?
We do know that.
No. Do we really know that her and Fuckface fucked?
I'm pretty positive.
Because
she admitted it.
Still, but every teenager's like, yeah, you know what? We did have sex. So what? It's like, did you really?
So what?
Did you really? Prove it.
What you want?
Pull them down. I want to see.
Right? Okay, before we leave this, can I say the music? Mm-hmm. The fucking score.
Outside of the 80s quintessential rock music. Absolutely. And pop and stuff. But yeah.
Should I stay or should I go? I mean,
now.
Clash.
Fucking, Foreigner in the love scene.
Dude, I've been waiting. It's gonna sound so... Yeah. I thought about you when I heard that song.
Yeah.
I did.
I've been waiting for a girl like you. Fuck Nancy.
Fucking Nancy.
The
oh my
best
god.
thing about that scene, too.
You could cross over with Freddy Krueger. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
The hand comes up.
Right? But no, the score was so amazing.
That like synthetic pop and like just the horror elements of like the 80s itself. Like you have there's a theme of each horror genre. You have the 80s theme horror. You have like 90s horror, which is kind of like, you know, modernized, and you have the recent ones, like all gore and shit. But you have that synthesizer, those like pop elements of the horror aspect, and the theme music, the ambient music as well. You can hear like this. I'm going back and forth, but this sounds 80s everywhere you go. Like we were talking about earlier,
It's authentic.
It's very authentic.
That's what we're getting at. It's fucking great, though. I'm excited for season 2. This is obviously a hit, and it's going to be a hit for a while. You can't look anywhere on social media without there being some kind of a 11 reference, or you know, the reference to the kids, or
the lights with the wall.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but I think what we have here is a very, very big like. It's an instant classic to me. Mm-hmm. This will go down in history. Like 20, 30 years later, people will still be talking about this series. Mm-hmm. It's a very instant classic, and I'm fucking happy to be alive in a time where I can be like, hey, this was a big fucking thing 30 years ago. Of course, I'm going to be 60, but still.
I mean, like we said, Netflix has been rolling out, like, deep, you know, like, awesome shows back and forth, whether it's from, like, a Marvel Universe or anything like that, and anything original. They're rolling out heavy with this shit, and it's really awesome to see that.
Yeah, so for those of you out there that are complaining about the $2 price increase, fuck you, it's worth it.
Definitely.
$7.99 to $9.99, I'm gonna pay that $2.
Yeah, because we get quality fucking service like that.
Yeah, I don't pay for shit else. Like, I literally just pay for Netflix, and that's what I watch.
Mm-hmm.
Between that and YouTube, I'm fucking set.
Same here.
So, we're gonna release this today on a Wednesday. We will be recording episode 7 this weekend, and we will probably be back on a regularly scheduled programming within the following weeks to come. So, this episode has been strange, unfortunate, Gore.
Has been brought to you by.
Has been brought
I was
to you.
thinking of freaking Sesame Street. This episode has been brought to you by the letter S for strange. The number 11.
The number of... Fucking A. Okay, yes, this has been brought to you by the letter S. The number 11.
The letter G.
This episode goes to 11.
Oh.
Oh.
We sound British.
We do sound British. Shall we make the drum roll
Should we
play?
stay or should we go now?
I think... I want to stay.
Yeah, me too.
But we should go.
Yeah.
Drummer, cue the music! It sounds cool in stereo.
Yeah.
Stereo! Thanks again for listening to us banter for about 40-something minutes.
Yes, and thanks for being patient.
That's right.
Keep up with our regular thing.
Well, I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Mokami.
Until next week, shades on!
We're off.